Hey guys, my name's Orin and I'm Sequence CTO. Today I want to show you how to implement Profit First with Sequence. Profit First is a cash flow management system that is really popular and helps a lot of small and medium businesses to handle their cash flow. So in order to do it in Sequence, let's just jump into our Sequence map. And before we started recording, I did two things. One of them is I've connected my personal checking account. I did that by clicking on Add Account, choosing Depository Account, selecting my bank, entering my credentials, and connecting my bank. And the second thing I did is I added my business as a beneficiary. You do this by clicking on Account, Beneficiaries, click Add New, choosing Business, and entering your business information. After that, your business will appear right here as a beneficiary. So in order to begin, I would like a place where I can deposit all my plant store revenue. I do this by adding a port. A port is, hold on one second. Yeah. A port is the entry point for money to go into Sequence. And let me just call this port plant store revenue. And I chose my beneficiary. I make sure that my beneficiary is not my personal beneficiary. It is my plant store beneficiary, and I create the port. So this port is created with my business as the beneficiary, which will allow me to legally accept money as my business. And you see the minute I created it, I get my routing number and account number. I can start directing money into this port. And I could connect a Stripe account into this. I can connect a Shopify store into this and immediately start collecting revenue. So let me place it right here, move this map a little bit here. And now I want to add my destinations. So according to the Profit First method, the first thing that you want to allocate your money to is naturally your profit. So let's do that by adding a pod. Let's call this pod Profit. I'll select a nice little icon for it. And my beneficiary is my plant store, and I'm creating the pod. Awesome. So a pod is an internal account that's meant for you to, that's just a tool for you to separate money for a specific purpose. Right now, this is the purpose of profit. So the second destination, according to the method, is expenses. So let me just add another pod. Now, you can connect a bank account, a checking bank account here, if it's more convenient for you to later on spend the money. But for sake of simplicity, I'll just add a new pod. This one is called expenses. I chose a credit card, and I'm showing that the beneficiary is my plant store. I'm creating the pod. The third destination is going to be taxes. And you can collect taxes here, and then you have money allocated for this purpose when it comes the time to pay your taxes. You just name it. And the fourth one is going to be my salary, which is called owner's pay. Choose a person and create the pod. Awesome. So now what I want to do is whenever I get revenue from my plant store, I want it to automatically be divided according to percentages that I set to these four destinations. And it couldn't be simpler to do in Sequence. So what you do is you drag from the source of the money to one of the destinations, and you choose your trigger. You can either trigger by date, or you can trigger whenever money comes in. So I want to trigger this rule that whenever money comes in, it's going to automatically be divided. I see that the trigger is whenever funds are received, and my action is going to be to transfer percentage of the incoming funds. I'll follow the Profit First basic recommendations here for the division, and I'll send 5% to profit, 65% towards expenses, 20% towards taxes, and the remaining 10% to owner's pay. And I save this rule, and it's immediately functional. It's immediately operational. The minute I send money into plant store revenue port, it's going to be automatically divided between these four destinations. Now, right now, I will have my owner's pay, basically my salary, be accumulate over here, and I want to move it over to my Wells Fargo personal checking. And I can do this very easily by creating another rule. So let me just, for sake of ease, I'll put my bank account here, and I'll just drag from owner's pay to my Wells Fargo account. And I want this to be done on a specific date. I want to pay myself every first day of the month. So I chose the by date trigger, and I'm going to select a monthly, and I'm going to select the first day of the month. And what I want to do is just transfer 100%, so transfer percentage of account balance, 100% of the balance to my Wells Fargo checking. Let me save this. And of course, from here, I can create more pods, more accounts, connect them, create more rules, whatever I want to do with my personal finances. But this is going to run every time I enter money into my revenue port, and it's going to make sure that I have profit set aside, expenses set aside, and again, I can direct it from here to another checking account that is in the name of my business. I have taxes set aside for when it's time to pay my taxes, and my salary is going to be slowly accumulating here in this pod, and every first of the month be transferred to my personal checking account. And that's it. Couldn't be more simple. Thank you for watching.